what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the film Saw X, or you can call it Saw 10. Now this is a sequel to 2004's Saw, like the original film, but it's a prequel to Saw 2, so it's set between the events of Saw 1 and Saw 2. Now again, you do have Tobin Bell, who returns to the role of John Kramer, Jigsaw, and it's directed by Kevin Reuter. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now, I must admit, I wasn't expecting this film to be, I thought it would be just okay, but I must admit it's turned to be a pretty solid entry in the franchise, and I believe one of the best films in the series. I think this is probably one of the best Saw films I have seen in years. I think probably since like the earlier films, I think it's kind of really, it was really that enjoyable. I'm not going to say it's like very, very good, but it really was like that enjoyable. Because in this particular film, John himself, he like travels to like Mexico to try to find this cure, because he finds out about this lady who can secretly make cures like for people with like cancer, because her father was behind like the cancer treatment or something like that, if I can remember correctly. Because the woman's name is Cecilia Peterson. Now she's the one who tells John that he can come and get this like cure, whatever. It's kind of like under like the table, you know, like not everybody has access to this particular cure. So he does go there and they perform like the procedure on him and so on. But then eventually, and this is kind of spoiler territory, but I think you can kind of see it like in the film like trailers or like advertisements. It turns out that the Peterson, like Cecilia Peterson, and her group of like fellow doctors who perform like these treatments on people to give them cures for their cancers, it turns out that they were lying, and this is like a group of like con artists who are conning people, saying they can particularly cure their cancer. And so Jigsaw, of course, you know, he gets upset about this particular incident, and he has like his partner, you know, Amanda Young, who's played again by Shawnee Smith, you know, because Amanda was one of the original survivors from the original Saw film, and she joined with Jigsaw like to make his traps and all that kind of stuff, you know, like bring people into him, and so they together they actually end up kidnapping all like Cecilia Peterson and her fellow doctors and so on, and put them inside the traps that Jigsaw usually do. So of course, you know, they have to find out how they can, you know, what they had to perform like certain like procedures to survive these like gruesome like traps. In the film is like gruesome too. You have like beheadings and so on. People getting burned up, like blood, like gushing. It's like very like gruesome, just like the Saw films like were, you know, because they do call these like torture porn films. Now I would like touch on like all the characters, but to me they're just like they weren't really too important. But there is like a young boy who was known as Carlos, and he's played by George, I think, Brasino. He kind of stands out in the film. Like I said, I'm not going to really spoil this role, but I thought it was kind of interesting that he was kind of involved in what was going on with the film too as well. I thought it was kind of cool what they did with this particular character. Then you also have like other characters in the film too. Like there's this other cancer patient. Now his is kind of interesting too, who befriended John Kramer too as well, because he was the one that mentioned it to John about like going and getting the cure. I know that's already spoiler territory probably. Now he was known as Henry Kessler, and he's played by Michael Beach, because he was the one that told Kramer about like this secret like cure, whatever, that's kind of under the table for like curing your cancer and so on. So I guess that kind of spoils it. Now if you watch the whole like entire film, like the end of the song, there are like some the teases and so on, I guess, for where the films can go at next. Like certain characters show up, you know, like, whoa, you expect that character to show up, and like another character, you know, like more things, you know, within the film, where you can see where the franchise probably is going. But overall, it was a pretty entertaining film, and I thought, I know it kind of drags at times, but I thought Tobin Bell as John Kramer or Jigsaw, I liked his role a lot. It's really awesome seeing that he gets like so much screen time, kind of like how he was like in the first and like second and third film. You know, he was really there because, you know, he was killed off in the third film, and in the other films he was always just like in flashbacks and so on. But this particular film, he just takes over the whole film. You can tell he's definitely like the main star, even though he's like the antagonist, like the villain of the film, you know. But he does say, well, not really, you know, these other people I don't want to spoil, but he really just like shines in this film. Like this film is really like kills. He's like really there, and I like this performance, you know. I really think it's pretty cool. And of course we get to like Billy and so on, like on the tricycle and so on, riding around and doing like his little thing and so on and everything. But then like I said, I thought this was a pretty entertaining Saw film. Like I said, it was way better, I thought, than like some like the previous ones. So I'm giving this like a B-. And I would definitely recommend it for like fans like the Saw franchise and so on and everything. I think it was pretty entertaining, and I think a step up. It was actually surprisingly, you know. So I'm giving this a B-. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.